was a main area where the cart picker would have to walk to get to the rollers, and the only way that a reach can go was through that area as well.
You would come into close proximities with the reach truck. Either you were crossing each other or outside of the aisle, so there was a lot of that, stuff ongoing.
They were kind of used to having that type of safety issue in their home position, and that was the main driver of one thing we wanted to correct for them.
Interactions happen all the time. Something needed to be done.
We had over 300 interfaces each day between man and machine. FRAMP MILES, the interface between man and machine, and the reason why Home Position J had to change.
Yeah, Home Position J was interesting because the way it was currently set up was every aisle could have the possibility of having a cart with a man on foot. You had the possibility of having a reach truck in that same aisle at the same time. And that was pretty much throughout Home Position J. When it came to the FRAMP score, it was up, I believe it was 51,000 on the score of all the interactions that were going on and all the red areas that they had in their home position.
What would happen is the cart binner or picker would need a case from above, so they would have to call it in on a radio to the reach driver. The reach driver would come, but they would have to pass by the cart binner or picker, grab that case from above, then go ahead and put it into the primary location. And then after that, then have to pass by the cart binner or picker once again. And that could be just the person that called them, but there could be multiple cart pickers or binners within that aisle.
We had 8 different aisles in the home position, and every aisle had interface between man and machine. We had some countermeasures to try to keep the distance, but there were times where a reach truck had to cross the path of a cart. The module type that we're using, it kind of forced team members to have to pin strip the disc and then place them with the part numbers facing up, which therefore forced the PDCs to have to do a pin strip process in order to get the parts out. And at the end of the day, it can cause some pain and discomfort throughout the day.
I experienced myself forearm concerns just because I'm using that muscle consistently and picking the orders for our customers.
So with all the interfaces between man and machine, what did you guys do?
Well, there's only one thing we could do. We wanted to work.
We got to work.
We got to work.
What do you think? We got to work.
So when we were designing this rejuvenation, the #1 goal was to eliminate the man versus machine. Then we also wanted to take into consideration, which we wanted to reduce the pinch strip at the PDC levels.
I was tapped on the shoulder to work with team members from Home Position J to begin to put a plan to eliminate man versus machine, to also work to consolidate part numbers. A lot of the parts, the brake discs and some of the brake pads, we had them in 4 different home positions. We wanted to consolidate them into one, as well as help the PDCs not have to check short their cases, so we could have an increased number of full case bin. By centralizing all those parts, we were able to accomplish that.
We basically worked almost every day when we could, and it took over months and months to come up with the design.
We went through 8 different layouts. It wasn't until about the 6th or 7th we started to really refine some things. We played with different model sets to try to figure out scrap pieces of paper to maybe using some creative ideas on paper with sketches. And I'm not the artist that I used to be, but it took a lot to really try to figure things out.
We had some layouts that weren't 100%, but working through those, we were really pushed to make sure we eliminated it 100%. And I think that helped us get to our outcome we needed to be at. Well, there was so much information that we had to break down. We got a lot of information from the storage team that helped us know what's currently here, what's outside of this home position, and working with those numbers to try to get all that into a home position space that would work. And then I went into AutoCAD, make sure it would fit the area we had, and so it was a lot of good work.
Okay, one of the things I was doing to maintain safety while the project was ongoing was coming in early every day, making sure that the area that was worked by the contractors was clear and ready for our workday to begin that morning. Making sure that there was no items left behind or anything protruding in the aisles that could affect us and our work.
The way we reduced the pinch grip was that we incorporated the MC3s. And basically the MC3 is an MU on the long sides without the doors. And what we would do is that we would pick it and we would lay them flat rather than upright to eliminate the pinch grip for a better ergonomic position. We implemented a wrap machine to securely hold it together so they don't fall out when they're traveling to the PDCs.
The new returnable for wheels and rims has created a significant ergonomic improvement for our receiving team at the New York PDC. Paired with the tilt lift platform, it reduces vertical and horizontal reach, supports a safe two-handed lift, and meaningfully decreases strain on wrists, elbows, and most importantly, shoulders. Thank you for investing in such a strong countermeasure. Even with the added costs, it truly protects our team. Thanks.
And then also the D-stackers. Team members now, they were replenishing a module one by one. Using the reach truck, they load modules onto the D-stacker, full modules, a total of 8, and it lasts them about an hour and a half. Frees up some time for them to do other things and support the operation. For the tugger side, we designed it to where they can pick up 8 modules at a time if they need to, and drop off 8 modules at a time on the receiving side, which makes it a lot more efficient for them. They drop one time and then they go.
So before we started this project, we had a FRAMP mile score of over 51,000. And once we completed this rejuvenation, we were able to reduce it down to 1,215.
We were able to reduce that to just over 1,200 FRAMP miles.
From being over 51,000 down to about 1,215 overall for our home position.
It went down to just above 1,000.
That's 98% reduction in FRAMP miles and 100% elimination of man versus machine. So that's what we did in the new setup.
So that's how much of a difference this change made. Yeah?
That's about it.
All right, nice. All right, man. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
I know I had to go back over my notes so I remember everything.